innocent. When I was younger, I wanted these real like ninja bikes. Remember the mini bikes?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them bad. I told my pops.
Yeah.
I wanted a mini motorcycle.
Yeah.
The man took me like 4 different locations. The first time I found one, everyone go, I want this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go somewhere else and look at different prices.
You wanna buy
Did that. Like, it wasn't until the third time that I realized this man ain't about to buy me no motorcycle.
Stand for something or die in the morning.
A flock of blind sheep allowed their shepherd to lead them wherever they went in life. It wasn't until the shepherd led them over the cliff, and as they plummeted towards their death, they realized they had been living their life all wrong. I dare you to allow yourself to see the truth.
There are a lot of things in this world, seen and unseen. The unknown that you have no control over. What you do have control over is your future.
It's time for a change, and nobody wants to step up. So here's Dimes.
Understand that you more harm to yourself than he could ever be. Relax. You're gonna be fine, bro. You're gonna be fine. Relax.
Will we continue to chase the success that comes in the form of paper, or the real success that comes in the form of a life?
Dimes, a band of brothers who is rooted from Mother's Nature, raised by Father Time to express their unique cognitive intellect on social media.
Testing.
Time to drop dimes, testing.
Let me see your mic real quick. Testing. Okay, yes, you just talking low. I'm like, why am I going up higher than yours?
Don't do me like that.
What's good, y'all? It's time to drop dimes. It's your boy CEO Prince.
It's your boy Peculiar.
Your boy Kenny Loveland.
You know what I'm saying? And Dimes is deep intuitive minds existing simultaneously.
We're back at it again.
Make sure y'all tune in to our podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. I'm going to leave the link in the YouTube bio, or you can just go to the link in our bio on Instagram, Dimes Podcast. Mm-hmm. And make sure y'all go ahead and click those links and listen to our podcast. And also on YouTube, you know, you can watch us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button.
Don't forget to comment. You know, we want to talk about things that's on y'all mind on an everyday basis. We want to talk about discussions that we've been yearning to discuss. You know?
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So, E, what's today's topic, bro?
Today's topic is dealing with past traumas and releasing old baggage.
Alright, so look, before we get into this, anything y'all want to say, anything y'all want to shout out, anybody y'all want to shout out before we get into it?
I want to give a shout out to everybody that survived in 2020.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And it's been a rough year.
Yes, sir.
But you're still here. So shout out to you.
I just want to say shout out to everybody that's been supporting our podcast. You know what I'm saying? I see that we do pretty good with the views. Like, even though we're a new podcast, we've been doing pretty good. Like, people been tuning in. People been giving their suggestions. You know, most of the people, they be calling us on our phone because they know us. But you know what I'm saying, make sure y'all just continue to share it, you know what I'm saying, but we'll be doing good. Anything you want to say, Ken?
No, just shout out to the people who see, you know, it on the thread or a storyline and share it. Even if you don't watch it, you know what I'm saying, a comment or any form of support is greatly appreciated.
Definitely. So let's get into the past traumas and releasing baggage. So I ain't gonna lie, you want to talk about it, E? Past trauma. Let me think. Past traumas. Dang.
Trauma is, you know, anything that you have been through in life that left a scar, left a remembrance on your mind, something that you was never able to quite shake, something that shaped you in some way of who you are today.
And that can go for many things, because it's still like your interaction with past toxicity. Mm-hmm. That can go from relationships, parenting, just experience in society in general.
See, I had to really think about it, but you know, past traumas can be something that basically made you who you are today. You know what I'm saying? Because you basically went through something that made you change your thought process. It made you either better, or it made you into who you are today. You know what I'm saying? Either you're a good person, bad person, whatever you want to describe yourself as. It made you into who you are today. And I ain't gonna lie, like I think the God in me for the past traumas I've been through, because it helped me grow to who I am today. Because I felt like if I would never went through anything, if I never felt no pain from this world, I'd still probably be, you know, lost. You know what I'm saying? But because I went through it, it made me think a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And I always remember, I wrote this quote a few years back, that today's problems won't seem so big tomorrow. So you just gotta remember to keep pushing, you know, like it's always gonna get better. You just add the work. I'm gonna preach that message to the death of me. Add the work. It it takes diligent effort. You have to put in the effort to better yourself in life. But about childhood traumas, I think that's very important. So I'll talk on that one first.
Okay.
And they can be so minuscule. They can go unnoticed sometimes. That's why I think it's very important to reflect on your life, you know, so you can understand what we've been through. So we can understand how something that you've been through, a situation in your past, is shaping your future. Like, it'd be little things. I remember one time, for sure, it was elementary school. Now, elementary school, all of us went to the same school. So it'd be like 5 of us. Now, my auntie, them, they had
cousins?
Cousin, family members. My auntie, them, they had a rule where they wasn't allowed to go to the corner store. You know, me being big cuz will look out for everybody. I told cuz, I'll go to the store for you. Y'all just stay right here. Now, my mama also had a rule. My mama say, never leave your sister. Or never leave the group. You know? But you know, I always been
optimistic.
I always been on some. I'm a wild card.
Yeah. Unpredictable.
Yeah, I told everybody, all right, y'all stay right here. I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna come back. We gonna walk home. So I went to the store. I come back. I can't find nobody. Everybody gone. I ran back to the store. I'm looking. Ain't over here. Where they at? Ran back to the school. Couldn't find them. Whole time, my mama done already came through and picked everybody up. So I'm walking home and just worried. You know, like I don't know what. It's all girls and just me. I'm the only dude. So and then my mama pull up to the side of me, talking about, now when you get home, I'm gonna beat you.
Nah.
She ain't even let me get a ride to the house.
Nah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I left the mic here, Ken, so just in case you want to say something, you can just pick it up, you know what I'm saying?
But anyway, I got a beating that day, and it stuck with me for a long time. It always reminded me, you know, just move smarter.
Yeah.
And that's one of the traumas that I went through.
I ain't gonna lie, past trauma I've been through as a child. You wanna go first, Ken, bro? I got a lot. Bro, like, as a child, I don't know if it was like, you know, like me being a little play, you know. I just used to like to talk to girls, and you know, in school one day, you feel me, like elementary, I was going to Westwood Heights in the Manors. I don't know if you know where that's at.
Oh, Manors,
yeah. So I was going to Westwood Heights, and I ain't gonna lie, around that time, like I was like a little geeky little light skinned boy at school, at elementary school in the hood. So, you know, I like this little girl in my class, you get what I'm saying? And I was on her hard. I was on her hard every day at lunch, like ain't nobody sitting by her but me, you feel what I'm saying?
You on the head.
And I ain't gonna lie, like what happened was I had to go sit by her every day. Even her mom was the lunch lady, you know, her mom was the lunch lady. She like, you always sit by my daughter, you like my daughter? And I'm like, no, I don't like your daughter, you know what I'm saying? I don't like her, we just friends, I just like her, she cool. She like, no, you like my daughter, you like my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, like I had got the balls to tell the girl I like her. You know, we was in like, I think we was in kindergarten or first grade, one or the other. And when she told me she did not like me back because I was like geeky, like light skinned geeky dude, she that broke me. That broke me. I'm like, dang, like this is how the real world finna be for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, it kind of made me scared to talk to girls until I got older, until I got in like middle school. Like in elementary, I was scared to talk to girls. I was just really scared to talk to them. So because of what she said to me, so I always thought that everybody seen me the same exact way. Until I started getting older, I started working on myself. Like my pop used to tell me how to, you know, like work on your walk. Work on how you talk to girls. You know, look in the mirror and talk to yourself sometimes. Like, I used to just practice it, and that's how I gained the confidence. But ever since then, bro, I just really been treating females. I ain't gonna say treating females badly, but I really just been like how can I explain it to you? Like, I ain't like too, like, I don't care about how they feel, because you already probably in your head probably think I'm not attractive, or you already think whatever you want to think about me. So it's like, I don't care what you think. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and either you gonna mess with me or you not. That is what it is. But that kind of like tore down my ego a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? So it kind of made me this monster. You feel what I'm saying? Where I just was like, look, I'm big pimping. Like, I don't care what nobody said. You know how I was. You feel what I'm saying? Just out here just living reckless, because it is what it is. At the end of the day, you feel what I'm saying? People gonna like you or they're not gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, it kind of, you know, made me this bad dude growing up. I ain't gonna say bad, because I ain't do nothing. How can I explain it? I just got reckless with my mouth. I got reckless with my mouth and my actions towards women. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of what made it happen for me. But I learned from it. You know what I'm saying? It was just a testing time, and I was just young. You know what I'm saying? It was just that was my first time going through a rejection as a male. You know what I'm saying? Rejection is hard for males, and it's like, damn, what do we do when we get rejected? You know, from where I'm from, if you reject a male, they're gonna either roast you, they're gonna crack on you, it's gonna be F you, all kind of, you know what it is. So I kind of like started taking on that action, but I kind of changed from, I'm like, bro, that's childish, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta grow up, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that deep. From her own opinion, you just gotta set it for what it is.
Right. When I was younger, I used to be afraid to talk to women in like elementary school. I liked this one girl, I liked her for like 4 years straight. Never told her. You hear me? And then my brother, when I don't remember, it was real young, they probably remember. He used to say this about my mama too. He was like, the worst she can say is no.
Yeah, I heard that before.
Since then, well, I've been on go.
Yeah. See, I
say less, you know.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be for everybody, but I had to, in order to get past it, in order to go through. Sometimes you gotta go through things to get past things. So you take them fears, or you take your words, and you face them. And once you face them, you're a better person after.
Yeah, because I got a cousin who also say like I taught him something on that from that like aspect as well. Like, never think anybody is too good for you outside of your level. Or they say you out of her category, she out your category, out your league type thing. And it's like you never know what a female could be interested in. It may not be your look. She might just like a dude that wear cologne. You feel me? And if you a nice dude that carry yourself and you wear cologne, that might pique her interest to see your characteristics as well as to like you being funny. Like a lot of girls like funny dudes. So if you funny and you can make her laugh, like more so, you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of traumas again, like how y'all just say, you know what I'm saying, it's about how certain things you had a high expectation for and it afflicted you emotionally, or it shattered you some type of way. I have many traumas I've been through. As far as like just being like with family or with everybody else, and I be like the one picked out, like, this happened because of you feel me? And it's like I never realized how much of a leader I was when I was younger, you feel me? And like I remember like a few times at my church, like everybody would sit in like get called into the church and sit in like a circle, and everybody snitching. It's
crazy. I already know what you about to say.
Everybody snitching on me. Like oh, like what y'all been seeing going on in the church? They like, oh, I kiss Ken. Then this girl like, I kiss Ken, and oh, I seen Ken kiss her. Blah, blah, blah. And then afterwards, I'm the only kid. My mama in front of everybody like punching me in the chest, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As well as like one time, I was taking out the trash and like a cop pulled up. All the kids was running in the parking lot or whatever. And I'm like, oh, they go 12. And everybody scattered and ran. I ran in the building. How about the cop comes into the church and he's like, oh, whose son is this? He talking about, it's 12 and running in the building. I could have thought y'all was committing a crime and shot you guys. Like my mom punching me in the chest and all this in front of everybody else. And like people don't know, like when you discipline your children in front of people, that takes away their independence. It breaks them down into like it's still understanding like I'm not my own person yet. I gotta live by your rules. And you gotta let your kid have their own mind, and everything can be, you know what I'm saying, physical when you try to discipline them. Because again, that makes them like, oh, my thoughts of my ways of experiencing things ain't worthy because I gotta abide by the rules.
Because you couldn't help the fact that you were just a leader and everybody listened to everything you said. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, and what you saying is with what you saying, like with me, it was more so like I took more time to get dressed in the morning. Like I told my mom I wanted these shoes. Like I wanted my parents to spend more money on my clothes because of what this female said to me in kindergarten, because I'm like, I want to be the freshest dude in school. I want to have nice clothes. I want to have nice shoes. You know what I'm saying? I want to look like this person. I want to look like that person. At the time, I wanted to look like little Romeo. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to dress with the baggy clothes, with the Jordans on. And that kind of that's why today, like, I'm so into fashion, because it kind of like boosts my ego a little bit. It kind of boosts up who I think I am, and it kind of give me that confidence I need to approach life. You get what I'm saying? I feel like if I dress good, I'm gonna have a good day. You get what I'm saying? But if I dress down, I ain't gonna have such a good day. And that's kind of like where it came from. Cause when I dressed down, the one time I dressed down growing up, a female told me she didn't like how I look. But now I go on Facebook, she don't look nothing I would talk to today. You feel me?
That's what really be crazy. But remember, coaches used to be like, "Look good, play good."
Yeah.
Look good, play good.
Yeah.
But
it's an ego.
Yeah. So I got it. I'm gonna get one more trauma, and then we can talk about like what we reviewed or what we did to realize that how we shook our traumas.
Yeah.
You know what allows you to drop that baggage, that
Mm-hmm.
unnecessary baggage. When I was younger, you know, it'd be little middle school things. It's things that you don't really notice. It's something that can play on you. It could be so innocent. When I was younger, I wanted this real like ninja bike. Remember the mini bikes?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them bad. So my pops.
Yeah.
To my pops, I wanted a mini motorcycle.
Yeah.
The man took me like 4 different locations. The first time I found one, everyone go, I want this one right here. Like, nah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go somewhere else and look at different prices.
You wanna buy?
Did that. Like, it wasn't until the 3rd time that I realized this man ain't about to buy me no motorcycle. You know, and it seems so little, you know, but it got my hopes up every time, and just to let me down. And that's probably one of the first things that led me to having trust issues in life. You know, if you can't depend on the person who brought you into this world to always come through for you, you know, it's gonna be a cold winter. You know, it's just feel.
Yeah, I'm very happy what you said. That man let you down, bro.
Most of the time, it was so unprovoked. You know, you could have left me at the house. You didn't have to come.
You could just tell me to go look it up on the web or something.
You didn't have to drive me to a location. I'm geek every time, you know, like, oh yeah, I found one. This it right here.
Yeah.
Nah, we gonna go ahead and keep looking.
Like not to stop you, but like, that's like one of my, I wouldn't say trouble, but it's something that like taught me like how to go about things differently. Like how we be talking about like becoming greater versions of yourself and stuff like that. You gotta see like ripples in the things you do and like outcomes and things like that. So like when I was younger, like a parent would be like, oh, we finna do this or that. And I'd be in school bragging like, yeah, well, I'm going to what's called at school. And after school come, you don't even go because you took the wrong energy and bragging about it. But if you just kept to yourself, you probably, when you got out of school, you probably wouldn't win. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things like that, like I try to peep like what's the cause and effect to something. And like I learned like even when you feel like, oh, a move you gonna make, you know what I'm saying? That's why they say don't broadcast your move. Because everybody want to put out certain energies on what you got going on. So it's best to like keep things to yourself and then make sure you the one being diligent and working on it to manifest it. You feel me? So that's something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I had a father that wasn't in the house with me, and like he's saying is like, you know, oh, I'm gonna come get you, and then it's like. And that teach you like a person words don't really mean nothing. So like me, that led me to be like I gotta see your actions. Like people don't understand me when I say words don't mean nothing. You know, words cast spells, but when people talking to you and they trying to afflict emotion with the words they choosing, so that can sound all sweet and dandy, but I gotta see those actions that follow that show me like that's really what.
Don't tell me, show me. You know what I'm saying?
Where's the work behind it?
And I want to speak on one more past trauma, only because I feel like a lot of people can relate to it, and that's the trauma of my parents always fighting when we were growing up. You get what I'm saying? It kind of like, I used to, like growing up, my parents fought all the time until they got a divorce. You get what I'm saying? And I used to watch it and be like, dang, why they always fighting? What's going on? What daddy done did now? Or what mommy done did? You know what I'm saying? They just be always arguing. I'm thinking, you growing up, you in your room, you just thinking, oh, that's mommy and daddy playing. But in reality, they in there beating each other half to death. You get what I'm saying? So you know, then all you see is daddy go his separate, mommy go his separate, but we gotta go with mommy. And mommy, you know, she trying to make her way, this and that and that. We don't know what daddy at because mommy won't let her talk to him. And I ain't gonna lie, like I feel like that kind of paid a toll to where like my growth in relationships, you know, it wasn't that good because man, I see like a lot of people that grew up with no father, you know what I'm saying, just one mom in the house just struggling. They do a whole lot better, and I feel like they do a lot better because they don't have that confusion of understanding why daddy not here or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it does play a role in like, you know, raising a child, everybody needs their dad. I feel like every kid needs their dad and their mom. Even though it plays a role, it wasn't confusing because you like, my daddy ain't nothing, and that just is what it is. My situation was, my situation was more of like, oh, my mama said my daddy ain't this, and my daddy said my mama lying. You get what I'm saying? And this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you hearing two sides to a story, and you don't know what the truth is. And as I grew up to get older and older and older, like I tried to, like I took on more of my pop's way. You get what I'm saying? I was gonna do what I wanted to do and not, you know, care about what the female I was with said about it. So that started like early in the game, like fresh in like the 12th grade. I'm like, bro, like, you know, we just in a relationship. Like, this ain't that deep. My dad used to always tell me, you know what I'm saying, a girlfriend and a wife is two different things. You don't owe a girlfriend no loyalty. Like, that's your girlfriend. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing bigger than girlfriend. It's when you get to that wife part of your life where you need to settle down. So I never felt like a girlfriend was something serious until I grew up, and all these women that I want to date talking about, oh, I'm your girlfriend, you should respect me, you gotta be loyal, don't talk to other girls. I'm like, that ain't what my pop said. You know what I'm saying? And then same thing, and then my mom used to tell me the opposite. But as a male, who you gonna listen to?
That's why it's so important who you
exactly. So I was taking on that role, and I'm like, dang. So every relationship I got in, I'm like, I'm doing me, and I don't care who it hurts. You get what I'm saying? Because that's how my pops was moving. He didn't care who it hurt. You know what I'm saying? Until it hit him. You know what I'm saying? And then he like, dang, I done lost my whole family, you know what I'm saying, out of my ignorance, out of my stupidity. And like, now, because now that we are older, it's like you look at it, and then now you hearing both sides of the story, you put two and two together, you like, really hold on, you know what I'm saying? Because you done went through a little bit of what they already was going through, just not as serious as what they was going through. Like, I was never married with none of the females that I was with, but it was boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, we probably did live together, and like, I just basically had to learn how to be in a real relationship because I never seen a real relationship unless it was my grandparents. Even their relationship was kind of shaky. You know what I'm saying? So if all I see is shaky relationship, how do I know how to be in a good one? How do I know how to treat somebody when I'm in a relationship with them? So that was a trauma that I had to really grow through, because if I didn't, like, I probably wouldn't even have a good relationship today. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have been the same person I was when like 20, 21, 22. Yeah. So I'm saying that's a real trauma I think a lot of people can relate to.
Hey, you preaching. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that just goes to show you that you don't have to necessarily experience the trauma yourself for it to affect you. You can see something, like as a child, we see things, like we can see things from a distance, and it can still affect us in a negative way or a positive way. That's why it's important to be mindful of who you're showing or what you're showing in life. It's important to. That's why I think it's so important to become your better self, because whether you know it or not, there's people watching. You know? Yeah. You are an example for people's lives. Yeah,
and that's why now that I have a child in a way, like, I really want to show them how to have a healthy relationship. I want to show them how to be in a healthy relationship. You know, how not to sacrifice what you want for this person, but also getting it all done at once and still being in love and still respecting that person and getting what you want to get done at the same time. Yeah. And that just is what it is. But look, we gonna take a break real quick. We gonna get right back to it.
Y'all go ahead and grab y'all a snack or something.
You feel me? We got it.
Yeah. You talk.
All right, we back. We dropping dimes. So yeah, we gonna pick it back off the topic that I was just on with the traumas. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get to releasing the baggage yet, but you want to say something, Ken?
I was saying, pretty much what y'all just said. It's about compromising, and you know what I'm saying, respect. Like, to tie it all together. Most people have visually seen, you know what I'm saying, certain type of toxic relationships, and that traumas set in and gave them certain outlooks on relationships.
Because it's all we seen.
You feel me? Like, I was so young when my parents were together, but my mom said, like, her and my dad used to fight a little bit, or I don't know if it was physical, but I've actually seen, like, my mom and my stepdad fight before type shit. And like, I would say my mom was more so the aggressor, but I still, as a child, it's like, oh, that's my mom. So I like jumped on the couch and jumped on my stepdad back and like tried to wrestle him type joint. and ran in my mom's room and called my grandma's house. You feel me? And like.
I'm gonna have your mama back at all times, but that just
facts.
is what it is, right or wrong.
But you know that like it had like an effect on me. Like I can't be with like a female who like like just to go back and forth. I don't like. I'm a Virgo for one, so I don't like conflict. You feel me? And that's why I try to tell people like I'm not gonna fight with you and be your friend the next day. Like with me. It's like war with me. I'm gonna try to take you off the chessboard. Period. I ain't finna play with you and then we back buddy the next day. Like it's first either cut contact with you or we gonna take this violently. Because like spiritually, like if the universe can't help move things for you, then you have to physically do so with force, and that force is gonna be violent. You feel me?
You gotta put your own energy behind.
So
that
I remember like once I was like with my homeboy and his girlfriend or whatever, and they friend was in the back seat with me or whatever, and they like bust out fighting, like hard down, swinging at each other in the car. Like, well, I'm in the car, you feel me? I got weed on me, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And like people don't think of like results, they just think of the moment. They don't think what's to come if we get pulled over, you kill each other, you beat each other up, or like
caught up in the moment.
So her friend in the back, like I like jump out the car like, oh y'all tripping, you feel me? And I'm like, man, I'm getting that, cause I understand like she's asking for it, he's doing it. So it's not like to be like, oh bro, you shouldn't hit a girl, because they're still, both of them are provoking each other, you feel me? But the toxic relationship they seen younger, like either their parents was fighting or this is what we allow society to make us think it's cool. Every female like, oh, I can't take no weak dude. I want to talk to my man like this. I need a roughneck. But you set yourself up to encounter these type of relationships because you're not wise enough to think about the outcomes or really be pursuing something in a relationship. You just need a thrill every now and then. Yeah. So her friend was like, oh, he's scary. I'm like, she like, my mama and daddy don't fight all the time. I be with my mama's side. Like how? What is that to? How is that someone being scared? That's understanding right and wrong. Like, neither one of y'all should be provoking each other to put your hands on each other or feeling that's love. And like people have been shown, like if a person don't fight for you, they don't love you type. And to me, like if you doing all that, it ain't worth it. So set out to say, I was dating a girl or whatever, and I had. Coincidentally, there was like a DM sent to like my best friend, like my female best friend, and like me and the girl had been in like the hotel all day. So she was like, "Oh, you sending girls pictures of you like with no shirt on?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She like, "Oh, you DM." I'm like, "I ain't DM nobody. Like, what are you talking about?" And like, got to the point like she like poked me in the face type. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm like, hold on, like, and like I felt like, you know how females be like, oh, it's me, like when like they feel like it's them that provoked the dude to be violent. You know what I'm saying? And like in the haste of the confusion, you asking yourself like, did I send a bitch to bitch? Like, and it's like, when you sit down, it's like, nah, it's like. Even if I did, like, is that how I want you to go about, you know, coming across a solution if something like that happened? Yeah. Long story short, she sent the girl like a video of like, it was like pitch black dark, and it was like her like, you know what I'm saying, doing intercourse or whatever. Yeah. And she sent it to the girl or whatever. And I asked my friend, I was like, did I DM you or send you something? She like, well, you sent me something, but it wasn't you. It was like a girl. And I'm like, I know I ain't tripping. I know I ain't seen you nothing. So like, another time, like, she like came to like, I was like chilling with my cousin like a trap or whatever, like a little bando, and like when she got over there, she like certain things she was doing like wasn't like I analyzed everything. So if things don't add up, I'm bringing it up, and it's like, oh, why does all that matter? Why you always going back and trying to see what I said was true? And then like, oh, I'll leave. But when her ride wouldn't come get her, it's like, oh, you all humble now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like certain things.
So basically, she made up something to get you routed out.
To see how it afflicts her emotion if you still want to fight for them. And I'm saying that to say, like, all that ain't worth it. Like, if you really want to be with somebody and if their actions don't show it, then you gotta love yourself enough to be okay by yourself, or to believe in your destiny that everything you desire is gonna come in timing. So trying to do all the extra willy-nilly jump for one person ain't worth it, because all you doing is wasting the aligning to meet the right person. Yeah. Or you gonna spend so long with the wrong person.
We waste so much time trying to please this person that you don't even want to be with. And I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of people think and I done seen this a lot, especially on Twitter. A lot of people think if you're in a relationship and there's no arguments, that is not a good relationship.
Yeah, there's no love in there.
Yeah, there's no love in that relationship.
And that goes back. It's because it's learned over time. We have experience, or certain people have experience that they've seen it as they're growing up now. That's what love really looks like. This is what my parents did. They lasted this many years. This is what real love is. Somebody once said, like, I can't be with a man who don't argue. What you mean? What you mean by that? You mean,
what are you talking about?
I'm wrong for that. Because I can tell them, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't argue. You know, you might be in yellow. I might end up with a smile on my face because I can't bring myself to that point.
You can't lower your vibration for that.
I can't argue with you about something I know that just it doesn't hold that much weight. It's not saying
doesn't argue with the food.
Yeah, it's not saying that I don't value where you're coming from. It's just me personally.
Yeah,
it's not in me. But you'll tell a woman and she get upset like, oh, you must not really like me for real. Bro. What? So just because I'm not willing to go back and forth with you about a situation,
that we can either sit down and have
an open conversation with. You know, you say your point, I say mine, and we move on from there. But because they was taught like arguing is what love really looks like, they assume you no longer love them because you aren't giving what they view as what they past traumas taught.
Yeah, exactly, and so that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to argue. I used to be that person. Like, I'm gonna go word for word with you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to say the most hurtful things. But when I look at it, it's like, bro, like, it didn't solve nothing. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it made everything worse. You get what I'm saying? The same way it did with our parents. You know what I'm saying? Them going back and forth fighting, it made everything worse. Now look at everybody's reality. You get what I'm saying? They don't want to talk to each other no more. You gotta give your child a phone to talk to the child instead of you communicating through the adults. You giving a 4-year-old a phone because two adults don't want to talk it out over a phone that, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Oh yeah, church.
You know what I'm saying? But look. Look, so this is
preaching.
So we don't want to continue the cycle no more. We're gonna let that cycle go. So my thing is, how do we release that baggage?
Look, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it took for me to start letting go past trauma. First thing you gotta realize is that we're all human beings.
Yeah.
So what somebody else's actions aren't a direct take of how they value you or how they see you. So just because a person moves that way, that could be dealing with their own trauma that they haven't gotten over themselves, and so they inflict it on you. I wrote down one time long ago, it's nothing but broken people breaking people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to remember that somebody else doing isn't a direct result of how they view you. You know, and you can't allow somebody else's actions to dictate the life that you choose to live or the life that you want to live in life. And as far as the traumas, take time to recognize them. Yeah. It's hard to overcome something that you don't see. Yeah. That's why I think it's a blessing that you could see your mother and father arguing versus somebody else's father not being in the picture at all. Yeah. Because those are like hidden trauma that you haven't yet recognized. Yeah, exactly. And it's hard to get over hidden trauma that you haven't been through or you haven't realized yourself. Yeah. Reflection is everything. You have to reflect in order to grow in life. And once you reflect on situations or circumstances and you work them out, you process it in your mind, and you try to decide what you want from life, that's when it becomes easier. That's when you're able to release those old baggage.
I ain't gonna lie, how I released my past traumas was by going incognito, bro. I just stayed alone, bro. Like, I stayed alone, I got into my own thoughts in my own head, and I left the women alone. I left the friends alone. You know what I'm saying? Even the good friend, I just had to leave it alone for a little minute to get my own thought process together. Cause it's like, bro, why is my life going this way? You know what I'm saying? I just really had to sit back and look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is my life continuously going this way? And then you look at everything you did, all the messed up things, all the good things, and then you be like, you really just think it through. You be like, dang, like, I ain't have to do that. If I would have just moved this way instead of that way, you know, we probably could have left on a better note, at least. You know what I'm saying? We may not have been together, but we could have left those relationships on a better note. You know what I'm saying? We probably could have helped our parents get through their relationships on a better note. You know what I'm saying? Because now I feel myself, you know, I ain't trying to heal my parent relationship, but I'm like, look, it's time to let go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all grown, we all done learn, everybody's moving on, it's time to let go of it and just start embracing one another again. We don't, just because you let things go don't mean that you know you forgotten them. You know what I'm saying? All it means is you let it go within yourself, so it holds no opacity. What it's called? Like, it don't hold no weight on you no more. There's no more weight. You know what I'm saying? You have room to bring something else positive in instead of just dwelling on what could have been or what you wish you would have did wrong, and just get in your mind, be like, okay, I did this wrong. All right, now for the future, I'm gonna just do this the right way. I'm gonna do it this way instead of doing this way. If an argument comes, I'm gonna walk away instead of trying to fight and trying to prove my point. I'm gonna let air. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I came about letting things go. And I ain't gonna lie, ever since then, my life has been wonderful, bro. Wonderful.
Church. I want to say a long time ago, 50 Cent kind of helped me. That boy say joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. Sean wouldn't sound so bright if it wasn't.
Yeah.
For pain. And I want to say like a lot of traumas also are, I want to say genetic.
Yeah.
While black people are frantic of water.
Yeah.
Your ancestors drowned in the oceans or jumped into water knowing they couldn't swim.
Yeah.
Trying to free themselves from slavery.
Yep.
You might have lived a past life where you fell from heights and now you don't like heights and you don't rock with heights. But the thing that helped me get over traumas that I understood I experienced was understanding the God within myself and the power that I have and that I can mold who I am with understanding and knowledge. So like you said, isolation, like I used to be, like I said in a few episodes, I think like episode 2 or 2.5, and I was saying a lot of people, we cloud our world with everybody else's presence. Yeah. And we ain't existing in our own world. Like, that's why I say, like, you gotta get by yourself and like let everything like slow down. Like someone says like a man who's by himself, he's constantly thinking of ways to improve, or you know what I'm saying, what's next. Yeah. But when you around everybody else, is what they got going on. You just trying to enjoy the moments or exist in their world, and it's not thinking about how everybody could contribute to each other, or what the end goal for everybody should be type thing. And that's all I can say. Like, that's what helped me. You know what I'm saying, to understand like what first you got to understand what trauma is. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying, what the traumas you went through, did it change you for the good or better? And then from there, you know what I'm saying, understand what type of person you want to be and why you should shed those traumas. Yeah. So that's how.
Yeah, that's what I was about to touch on for real. It has to be a deciding moment. You got to decide what you want to shape you. You got to decide what you want in your lifetime. What you want your future to look like. What you want to dictate who, or what do you want to define you? What you want to see, want people to see you as, or what do you want? Who do you want to become? You can't allow traumas that you have no absolute control over to dictate who you become in your future. Yeah. You know, and I think it's very important that you have to let go of those barriers or that baggage, because, like I was saying, everything is connected. It always gonna go back to that. It's nothing is by mistake. Nothing. Some traumas you'll never be able to shake those in life. It's just it's simply a part of life. Yeah. But you can choose what you do after those traumas. Don't let them make you. That's when it's hard to grow. It's hard to expand. It's hard to reach that next level of who you were supposed to become when you hold on to those traumas that you develop at a young age, or that you develop in any shape or path. You know, tomorrow's a new day. I wrote down, what's my quote? No matter the time of darkness, daylight must come. It means that no matter what you go through, something better is along the way. You just gotta keep living. You just gotta push towards that better days. You have to put in the effort to reach those circumstances that you want to be in. You know?
Let me tell you what I recently did. I was with my hand, I had a lot of issues going, not issues, like I had a lot of personal issues going on, like, you know what I'm saying, why would I do this to myself? Why did I do this? What got into me? You know what I'm saying? So I was watching Drika, Kevin Gates' old lady, and what she did was she wrote down all her problems, everything that was bothering her, all the weight that was on her shoulders. She wrote it down on a piece of paper and she burnt it. You get what I'm saying? So what I recently did was I was typing up everything, all my problems, you know, what I want to let go of my life. You know what I'm saying? I typed it up because, I can't really write with my hand yet. So I typed it up, printed it out on the printer, and I burnt it in the fireplace. You know what I'm saying? Just to release that energy, just to let go of that negative energy so that I can prosper in my future life. You know what I'm saying? So that I can receive the things that I desire. You know what I'm saying? Without having to sacrifice who I am for it. You get what I'm saying?
It's symbolic.
Yeah, it's symbolic. Like it's working. I'm not a testimony yet. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like my life is now going in a more positive way. You know what I'm saying? Because the day after that, I had a Zoom call with my doctor about my hand, and he was like, how's your hand doing? I said, it feels good. He said, let me see it. He was like, move your fingers, and I was moving my fingers a lot. He was like, oh, you healing faster than a lot of people that I ever seen before. Like, that's crazy. He said, I want to make sure that you help and get into therapy so you can get recovered really quick. And I'm like, bro, just a couple weeks ago, you didn't even want to help me. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even want to help me get therapy. But now I felt like his energy was more towards trying to help me get therapy. Now I got therapy. You know what I'm saying? Now I know the stretching from my hand. I've been feeling a whole lot better about what's to come now. You know what I'm saying? Because I let go of that energy. And I let it, and I just burnt it. You know what I'm saying?
So you talking about things that matter, man.
Yeah.
Traumas or like just anything in life, that negative energy, it sticks onto you.
Yeah.
And so everything that's going on in your life is a direct representation of what you're going through internally. The outer world only holds value based off on what you personally experience. You know what I'm saying? So when you change your outlook on life, or when you change your well-being, when you continue to grow in life, that's why it's so important to keep growing in life. When you continue to grow and expand, and you change your vibrations, you change your energy, and you're able to connect to different frequencies in life, and it helps you to touch on.
No, I just want to say, like you're saying, the fool asks is why me? You know what I'm saying? The wise man says, what am I supposed to be learning from this? You know what I'm saying? And that's like you say, it's just got to be your outlook on life. Because like how we say, everybody, this is how I learn, and like things to help me understand. Like we are mirrors. So like how I was saying, like about how most people see things in people and they try to get instant gratification by broadcasting that to the next person. So you're seeing so much better than them. We need to like start helping people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can see a flaw in a person, or
easily
a constant pattern with people.
Yeah,
you can speak on it and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me help you, or like, I feel like this is something you should do, versus me broadcasting and say, hey, you know, every time I do he do this and that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Instead of you being that positive energy towards them,
correct,
you know what I'm saying, not going behind their back and speaking ill about them because of who they are. They made, like I'll be telling, me and Rich talk about this all the time. People don't know some of the things that they do. You know what I'm saying? Just because we was raised a certain way, other people was raised differently. So sometimes you'll see people do things, you'll think it's shady, but then again, that's how they was raised. It's not too much of them being shady. It's just that's just how they was raised. That's who they are.
That's where the term "get it how you live" really comes from. You feel me?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Like, people are only able to go throughout the world with what they know. You feel me? Like when you watch the movie Belly, which is why I want to start online. And like watch a certain quote within the movie, is he says, the little boy who was selling drugs or whatever, he was saying, Jit was a real loser type. You know what I'm saying? He saw already that there was no life outside these walls for him, or this ghetto for him. So he just started selling drugs. That's why he gave Jit the necklace. Like, he wants you to know, like, through the security of how much I've been hustling all my life, and I got this expensive chain. I'm gonna give it to you so you ain't gotta go through all I want to do to just get these things. That's why when Nipsey, is an old interview of Nipsey, he was like, what you looking to get out of being in the game? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, we really want to get properties and, you know what I'm saying, all these things versus all these assets or whatever that depreciate in value that really don't hold nothing. You feel me? And like, a lot of people, depending on how they've been brought up or the reality of their world, it molds them and shapes them to have no expectations and just vast or soak in what they understand already. And don't seek nothing higher or try to experience a different life. You feel me? So as far as like how everybody
The real
in our society, we let social media memes and everything dictate our outlook on things. Everybody feel now because there's so many women willing to do it that you should, you know what I'm saying, be one of his girls and not the only girl, you know what I'm saying? Or a lot of people, women feel now, oh, gotta get your man a threesome, or you know what I'm saying? It's just ways like everybody's cheating, so do what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? It's like we let the way other people think control our thoughts, you know what I'm saying, and not experiencing the reality you want to experience. And that's the difference. People don't understand, like, they don't make it true. Someone else's reality don't have to be my reality. So it could be common, but that doesn't make it the reality that I have to live.
Yeah. Anything you want to say, E, before we end this podcast?
I was just about to ask you the same thing. Yeah, I do have some key points. Sometimes my mind races a little bit faster.
Yeah.
I be having so many thoughts at one time. I think it's very important to say that in order for you to live your truth, in order for you to be exactly who you deserve to become in life, you can't let outside factors dictate you becoming your true self. You know, traumas is something that we can't run away from. Someone once said that pain demands to be felt, and it's true. You know, it's just something you can't shake in life. It's a definite in life. There's only two things that's definite in life. You know, you're gonna go through some things, and death is inevitable. But what you choose to do between the two of them things will define who you become in life. It shapes the life that you choose to live, and I feel like it's important for y'all to understand that you have the power to determine which life you want to live. Also, it's important for you to become the greatest form of yourself because of those that are around you. I'm gonna keep pushing that message until I die.
Yeah.
You gotta become the best version of yourself to save the next person. In order for the world to be the better place, in order for life to be better, you know, you have to become better within yourself. Effort. You have to put in that everyday effort to change the world.
And I'm gonna piggyback off what you said a little bit, and then we done with the podcast. But my message to y'all that's dealing with, you know, past traumas or anything in life, make sure you evaluate yourself before you try to check anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you always look in the mirror. Make sure you love yourself first. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't even gonna say check yourself. Make sure you love yourself first, because once you love yourself, you see exactly what you want out of life, exactly the thing that will make you happy in life, and those things will start coming. If you continuously try to dwell on what could have been or should have been, or what somebody else could have did different, you'll always be lost. You'll always be trying to search for somebody else to make your life better, when that's not the case. You have to make your own life better. You have to look yourself in the mirror every morning and correct yourself. Cause I'm a believer of correcting myself. Like I'll correct myself before I correct anybody else, and that just is what it is. Anything you want to say before we end, Kenny?
No, I just want to say, when you die, on your casket or your little cemetery plate, they're gonna put the day you were born and the day you die, and that little semicolon, hyphen, whatever you want to call it. So in between that time, do something with your life.
All right, we out. This Dimes. We drop Dimes. It's always a pleasure.
Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. There's no reason for us to have discussions about things that you don't want to discuss. We're just trying to tap into each other. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. We out. That was a good one, bro.